Hello and welcome to Tabletop Oddity. My name is Jane. This is just going to be a quick video because it's not really a game I play, but obviously the main game on this channel is Star Wars Legion, and the fact that a lot of you probably just play Star Wars games might mean you're affected by this. And I'm sort of curious how big of a crossover there was. So as you may have gathered on the FFG website today, as in a few moments ago, they have announced that Star Wars Destiny is essentially concluding. The saga concludes, it reads on, which you can't see because I've handily not set it up so you can see the top. But it says the saga concludes, announcing the end of Star Wars Destiny. So they're going to still sell the stuff that they've got in stock, but they are essentially not making anything past the Covert Missions booster set. And yeah, so it's ending. They talk about it, this is going to be the last worlds and etc. And I just want to briefly talk about it, and I mean briefly because, as I said, I don't really play it. So I don't think, number one, I don't think that this is anything to do with the previous layoffs in the last video. That didn't seem to be focused on this kind of area. It seemed to mainly be RPGs and the FFG interactive. This is the fact that they've planned when the last product will be. It's probably been in the works maybe for a couple of months. These aren't the kind of things that I think they're gonna, think about a couple of weeks beforehand and then do. These will be planned stuff, and I suspect even the people who were leaving probably knew that this was going to be concluding. So, as I said, this isn't really going to be something random. They've obviously been thinking about this for a little while. So, why even do it, right? So, Star Wars Destiny is an interesting game to me. I've never been a massive fan of sales models that involve random chance. So that includes living card games? No, collectible trading card games, TCGs, as opposed to the living ones. I think FFG's living ones where you buy your set of cards is fine, but the ones where you buy like a booster pack of cards and you just hope you get the card that you want, I do not like them. That does my nut in. And Star Wars Destiny was an interesting game. I really liked the look of it. I really liked the idea of it. The gameplay looked fun. The dice, the game, the mechanics and all that kind of stuff. But the sales model was essentially booster packs. And then I was like, yeah, I'm not even going to touch that. But I know everybody who I spoke to who played it, like I spoke to people when I went to nationals and that kind of stuff, all the people who played it seemed to really enjoy it. However, as that translated into sales, and could that be down to the sales model? I personally think so. I think that kind of sales model, unless you are an existing game like Magic the Gathering or a massive IP that everybody's interested in, isn't really a good sales model where you buy booster packs and this random stuff. Now, I know there are preset like starters and that kind of stuff, but from the outside point of view like that, I look at it and I think the sales model is the thing that's probably put people off. Now, if you play it, you obviously weren't bothered by that, and you're probably concerned with other things or the value that it maintains and all that kind of stuff. But for me, it was always the base concept of that sales model puts me right off. And you know me, I always talk about sales models because it's important to me. I think I generally like, I don't want to say fair business practices because I'm not saying it's unfair, but I like to buy something and know what I'm getting. It's as simple as that, basically. The gameplay looked really fun. It felt like it caught on very briefly, and then I think they said in this that it came out in 2016, which did it? Obviously it did. I'm not denying it. It's just that it feels like it's been not that long, but that's actually like 4 years. So, yeah, it's been out 4 years, and it's crazy to me. Now, I don't think the layoffs are anything to do with this game. I think this game is probably just not being as popular as it needed to be to survive on its own. So, I don't think this is a case of like, oh my god, FFG are just cutting everything. I think FFG are just cutting everything that's not making them enough money, which is fine. Legion is fine. We know there was articles today from the community, which was good to see. I wonder if I can very briefly show you that. Legion 101, you can go and check them out if you want. That's for people from the community. Oh, I'm not sure the exact person who wrote that, so don't blame me, I haven't read it. Sorry to report. But yeah, I'm just curious what your thoughts are about Star Wars Destiny. Did you play it? Or were you like me, put off by a reason? And if so, is that reason the same as mine? It's a shame because I think a little bit they run the risk if they do too many Star Wars games of being people being Star Wars'd out. I think it would be wise for FFG to temper that with mixing their own products. Like Keyforge, I think was absolutely standard, exceptional idea, executed really well, and even, like, I don't know how well that's doing, but that's if that does really well, then fair enough. I would put that down to the sales model. I think that's a good idea. Destiny, on the other hand, bad sales model, never got me interested. You could have the best game in the world and I still wouldn't be that interested. But let me know your thoughts. I think all the other games that we know of, I think, I don't think this is a problem for Legion. I don't think it's a problem for X-Wing. I know in X-Wing they have sort of cut down a little bit. They've just had a new points upgrade, but they've announced that they're slowing down on the re-releases from first edition. Not that that really matters too much. I don't think it makes sense. So I don't think there's like trouble in paradise or anything like that. I think this is literally the game wasn't making them enough money and they're getting rid of it. I don't think it's IP issues. Like, I don't think Disney have come in and been like, can't sell that anymore. I think this is literally FFG are like, we're not making enough money. We possibly have a lot of Star Wars games anyway. Do we really need this one? No, let's just cut it and concentrate on something else where we can possibly make more money, which is fine. It's a shame for all you Destiny players. If there are that many of you out there, I would be really interested, so let me know in the comments. Yeah, it's interesting. One on the Legion news front, I've read on Facebook from somebody in the community manager or something like that. They've said, we're not getting any product announcements in January this month, which is both good and bad. And I guess bad because I can't make a video and just talking about it, but it's good to see that, I don't want there to be a steady stream of announcements without releases. I want the releases to back them up, and I think we've had a problem with releases in the relative recent times. So anything they're doing to try and cut that out, if it means delaying their announcements, would get a big thumbs up from me. Short video. Have a most beautiful day. I said I didn't even bother saying like and subscribe at the start like I usually do, because all the videos I'm making right now are just bad news, depending on who you are. But yeah, do apologise for that. Have a beautiful day. Goodbye.